Hello and welcome. This is Katie. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm excited to be back with another video for Maker Forte, and today we're going to be playing with our Kaleidoscope Powders. I'm also going to dry emboss a stencil, but we're going to talk about that stuff here in a few minutes. First, I want to talk about the packaging for Maker Forte. And on the back, I'm showing you a QR code. Well, that QR code is on the back of all of Maker Forte products. And what it does, if you take your cell phone camera and scan it, it's going to give you a list of ideas on ways to use that particular product. You can see it here on the back of the stencil. This is the hex code stencil, and I've got some Stonehenge cold press watercolor paper in black that I'm going to be using. Now, the Kaleidoscope powders offer 30 ways to use them. So we're going to do one of them today. If you're interested in maybe making this a series and once a month I do in my project how to use, pick something off the list on how to use the Kaleidoscope powders, leave me a comment below the video or on the blog and I can make it happen. So today, like I said, we're going to do a shimmer spray, and that's one of the ways that you can use this product. And I've got a 4-ounce bottle of water, and I'm adding 6 scoops from my palette knife of pigment powder. Now, for the pigment powder, all you got to remember for your spray is how dark do you want the color to be? Do you want it to be bold, vibrant? You definitely know what it is. Do you want it to be just a little hint of color? That is how much you decide. Now, it also depends on how much water you have. I had 4 ounces of water, so I added 6 scoops just to be safe. And here's the swatch of that spray, and I think it's enough. So that first one there was Pluto. That's the one we did on camera. And then the next one is Mercury. This one here is Neptune. And the next one after that is Saturn. Now Saturn's cool because it shows green here and it does in real life too. But if I angle it like this in real life, it shows pink. So I hope you check these Kaleidoscope colors out because they're really, really cool. So this one here is Asteroid. And this last one here is Hubble. And I think the only other one I have right now is the yellow metallic. So I hope you check them out. So here is the way I'm going to emboss my stencil. And I'm sure you've seen this on a lot of videos, but I'm going to show you here on mine. So I've got a silicone mat. Any silicone mat's going to work. I even use the pink one in the baking section at Hobby Lobby. I've got my platform. I do open tab 2. Now, I'm also using my chrome base plate, but if you don't have that, use another cutting plate. Then I added my silicone mat, my cardstock, my stencil, and then another clear cutting plate. In my case, it's clear, but another cutting plate. Now, I'm going to put this sandwich, if you will, on the blog and in the description box so you have an idea. Now, I opened tab 2, and I had to add a cardstock shim. So again, I'll list that down below. That way you have a reference, but play around with your machine. You might have to add or take away depending on how tight the sandwich is. You don't want it super tight, but you do want a little bit of pressure to make sure that you're getting that impression. Okay, so the sprays that I'm using that I made is Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. And as I spray, I want to let you know I did put a repositionable adhesive on the back of the stencil. Do not add that spray to the stencil until you're ready to use your spray. Do your adhesive because it will rip your cardstock. So just dry emboss with the dry stencil and then add your adhesive spray when you're ready to start spritzing with your water. The other thing I want to mention is make sure that your card panel and your stencil are completely dry. There's going to be water droplets on your stencil. Don't touch it. Just leave it, just leave it and dry. And it took several hours for me, but otherwise you may not get those crisp lines if water seeps through. Sometimes even with repositionable spray that happens. Now, I will say you see that smudge there up in the top right. I didn't think I would need a fixative. I did need a fixative. I used the Mod Podge clear acrylic spray that I had, but you can use hairspray. I just didn't have that. But I would recommend to seal it, just a little light spritz of a sealant, a fixative is all that you need. Now, I did cut a piece of hex. I used a die cut hex that I had in my stash, and cut that 3 times out of some black mixed media cardstock. And then I spritzed it with the Pluto and Neptune, and then stamped it with the thanks stamp from the Confetti Celebration stamp with some Stays On Cotton White ink. And then I adhered everything to a top folding card base from Maker Forte. And that finishes it up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, check the description box. I'm going to put a link to our Facebook group, The Crafter Party, so that you can join us if you're not already and share the projects that you're creating, because we love to see them. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.